can still remember that day over 30 years ago. Larry and I were sitting together in his car driving down the freeway. All of a sudden he blurted out, "The Jazz can't leave Utah. We've got to do everything we can to keep them here." Our decision to buy the Jazz was not an easy one. We had just bought our first dealership 6 years earlier, and we were focused on the demands of running a business and raising our 5 children. But the Jazz were in trouble, and we knew if something wasn't done, Utah was in danger of losing the team altogether. And if that happened, we knew our community would never get it back.
The state of Utah, the city of Salt Lake, the Jazz are all yours.
Well, I knew it was special. I don't think that I fully understood the magnitude and the significance of it at the time, but I knew it was very important to my dad.
We understood that this was going to require a lot of sacrifice by everyone in our family. In fact, we knew it was going to change our lives forever. But we also knew how important this team was to Utah and its economy.
I think that Larry and Gail bought the Jazz really out of service to the community. Larry's drive to provide jobs and to create stable income for people was something that really motivated him.
Most of all, we believed that buying the Utah Jazz was the right thing to do. So we did it. And looking back, it was one of the most important decisions we ever made. I love the Jazz. This team unites our community and shares Utah with the whole world.
The Jazz are the one thing that unifies the state. You know, it doesn't matter if you're red or blue or purple. When the Jazz are playing, we're all cheering for the Jazz.
I grew up sitting on Larry's lap at many of the games. It was like a family reunion every game.
Larry and I bought the Jazz for this community, and we've stayed true to that commitment. Over the years, we've had a lot of opportunities to sell the team and move them out of Utah, but the answer is always the same, without hesitation. The Jazz belong to Utah.
We were in the right place at the right time as a family, and it's been our duty and our obligation to keep the team viable, to keep the team in Utah.
The Jazz wouldn't be what they are today without Utah, and without the support of the greatest fans in all of professional sports who've supported us from the very beginning. This team belongs to Utah. It belongs in Utah. And now, we're ready to take that commitment even further. With the approval of the NBA, our family has transferred ownership of the Utah Jazz and the Vivint Smart Home Arena to a trust, with the intention of always keeping the Utah Jazz in Utah. With my children, my grandchildren, their grandchildren, and posterity, we will continue to oversee the trust and serve as stewards of these important resources for Utah.
You know, when people come into the arena, they're truly our guests. It feels like an extended family, you know, that it really is a part of the fabric of this community. And it's really, it's really gratifying. Like, it's really an amazing privilege to be so close to, just to be associated with.
Well, I'm very proud of our family's association with the Utah Jazz.
I believe that Utah's a much better place because of the Utah Jazz.
The reputation that the Jazz has earned over the past 30 years, it's a well-deserved reputation, and I think that it is seen around the world.
32 years ago, Larry and I made a promise. The Jazz can't leave Utah. We have to do everything we can to keep them here. We are proud to have fulfilled that promise. We're pleased to have been stewards over the Utah Jazz for the last 3 decades. And we are very happy to know that now more than ever, and for generations to come, the Jazz will belong to Utah.